It's Rebel Radio with Scott Davidson. We got our good friend right here live all the way from New York City. Our good friend Tim Williams from VOD and Rolling Coffin. Tim, how's it going today?
It's going great. Really happy to be back on Rebel Radio with you guys.
Awesome.
And, everything's good, man. It's good to be having a new track out, and it's good to be talking about it.
Tim, I'm pretty sure you called in. VOD, were you on Roadrunner Records at one point? Wait,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Amy Scaretto, she probably set up the interview maybe back then.
Yeah.
And maybe 98, 97, I don't know, you called in before. So it's been a while, but it's good to see you're still singing and doing great. How's the scene in New York City in 2025 here?
It's going pretty strong. There's a lot of bands around, coming out of Long Island and definitely out in the city, and Brooklyn, believe it or not, has been very vibrant for shows and stuff like that. Although we've taken a couple of hits on some of the clubs, but for the most part, it's a good time for heavy music, local hardcore, and the scene's going pretty well.
Now, when you lose it, we lost some clubs here in Chicagoland in the burbs too. Usually some new ones pop up. Have new ones popped up to sort of not replace them, but hopefully to get more bands and stuff?
There was that one venue, St. Vitus, was just
I remember that.
such a fucking cornerstone out here, and people were devastated when that place closed. I don't know exactly what those guys are doing, if they're going to open up something else, I'm not sure, but, there's obviously still places to be around. Some venues are a little big. Obviously there's some smaller clubs, but, when I said take a hit, that when that Vitus club closed, people, it sucked. They really did a lot of great stuff,
I remember going to CBGB's back in the day, and it was so thin, like narrow, right? What a cool place though. So I went there for a thing called not CMJ. McGathy Promotions had parties back in the day and stuff, and I had a blast in New York. I love New York. I love Chicago. Those two cities, they remind me of each other, But New York's bigger.
We've had a lot of fun and a lot of good times out in Chicago. Going as far back as the Fireside Bowl.
Fireside Bowl, yeah, I've been there a bunch of times.
Yeah, we played there. House of Blues, when there was really only one House of Blues. There was one, I believe, obviously in Chicago, and then there was another one in Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
Those were the only two that were around until it became like now they're in every single city, everywhere. And that was always like an oasis for us, being out on the road 5-6 weeks at a time. You roll up to the House of Blues, and they lay out food for you. You have a beautiful back room and a great venue.
Yeah.
Usually amazing turnouts, and we've had some great times in Chicago.
And usually a refrigerator full of beer, pop, water.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
We partied in the House of Blues pretty hard many times. Many times.
With either band, do you ever mess with them and say, I want some really weird stuff on the rider, like to try and or no?
They're not that. None of my bands are that weird.
No, okay.
They're almost boring, but we definitely had a lot of fun. The House of Blues in Chicago, like I said, it was like an oasis, especially in those days in the 90s where we were still just playing clubs, and all of a sudden one day you get treated like kings. You get, like you said, air conditioning, your own bathroom, food, beer, party rooms, and then on top of that, you're in Chicago. So it was always great.
It's Rebel Radio. Scott Davidson talking to Tim Williams, vocalist, VOD, also Rolling Coffin. How did the band Rolling Coffin come to fruition? How did it all start?
Well, it came out of the pandemic, believe it or not.
Okay.
And basically what happened is VOD and my other band, Blood Simple, over the years, things kind of quieted down. VOD was doing stuff for a while, and then that got quiet. So once the pandemic hit, I was always still had this desire to play music and put stuff out. And, with the pandemic, I wound up having more time than I usually had, and I was able to start focusing on writing my own songs, which ultimately became Rolling Coffin and the Rolling Coffin Band. And I got him out to my co-writing partner, and he really grasped the band right away. And from that, once me and him started hitting tracks back and forth, we really started to shape the band, and things started to happen.
Now, Rolling Coffin, it's a cool name. And you get the hyphen there, whatever it's called. How did you come up with that name?
That's funny. Well, being on the road so many years and being in vans, being in RVs, being in buses, sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night to screeching tires. You grab for the walls, expect this thing, whatever you're in at that point in time, to start rolling. And, especially on a bus, you're kind of in a bunk, very coffin-like, and you just got this silver tube shooting down the highway. And to me, that is just a rolling coffin. That's where I got it from.
Awesome. So nothing about rolling joints, though.
Yeah.
That's my first thought, right? Rolling, coffin. That's cool. I like the name.
It's got a real meaning. I know it's not the normal name. I think I saw some people being like, some reviews were just like, "What the hell? This sounds like a cover band from like a biker band or something like that." But the name actually has real meaning to me, and it's a dark meaning. And if anybody cared to ask, I would tell them what it means, and then I think it takes on a different tone.
Tim, if you're writing for the band Rolling Coffin, does it differ? Of course it probably does, from Blood Simple and VOD?
Yeah, it's different in the fact that I'm writing the song. I'm writing the songs. Like, mostly in Blood Simple and VOD, I was writing lyrics and singing over Mike Kennedy's guitar parts or Nick Rowe's guitar parts, almost somewhat completed songs, whereas Rolling Coffin, it's me and either an electric guitar in front of my computer or an acoustic guitar at my kitchen table with a notepad, literally writing, simple chords, but putting more attention into the vocal and writing the lyrics right there on the spot, and then bringing it down to my home studio, tracking it on Logic in a real basic demo way, but then going in and putting more attention on the vocal parts. And instead of being in a live room, which I definitely love and it has its advantages, you can't really hear yourself. You can't really go back over parts. You can't really get anything more than maybe a guide vocal in that aspect. Whereas when I'm working on my own, I can really go in, start flushing out some harmonies, writing better lyrics right on the spot, and getting actually better vocal ideas because I can just keep going over,
Definitely. So Rolling Coffin, is there any plans? We got the new single we're going to play in a little bit, Sun and Rain. And then we're going to play a VOD song that you handpicked for the double dose of the Tim Williams double dose, not Rolling Coffin double dose. So that's coming up. But the song Sun and Rain, we're going to play in a little bit, brand new track. How do our listeners buy that right now? Is it out in the store?
It's out there on all digital platforms.
Cool. Okay.
Digital release for now. There might be a split release down the road, but as of now, it's a digital release on all platforms.
Is there any tour plans coming up for Rolling Coffin?
There is some, it's getting to a point where it's starting to get a little inevitable that we're probably going to wind up taking this out and doing some shows and stuff like that. They would be big city, regional shows at best.
So probably Chicago, as VOD's always done great. Yeah, VOD's always done great in Chicago.
It'd be great.
New York, of course, right?
Yeah, New York, Chicago, maybe Connecticut,
cool.
Jersey. Nothing too crazy unless there's some sort of demand. But that's probably where we would start. Believe it or not, maybe Nashville, because that's where my writing partner's from, and we could probably get some heads in the room down there.
Well, Nashville's picking up too. A lot of people moving there, right? A lot of musicians I see. Managers of bands and stuff moving there, all sorts of cool stuff. So
yeah, there's a lot of music going on down there. It's a little different than what we do, but there's definitely an appetite down there.
It's not all country anymore, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Tim, who are some of your favorite singers? Like, when you started singing, who are your influences on on vocals?
Well, Jim Morrison was a huge influence.
Jim Morrison
in the very early days, and then there's obviously Phil Anselmo. A lot of the older hardcore bands like Believe It, Sick of It All, Madball, Life of Agony had some influence.
Cool.
On a bigger level, I would say Alice in Chains was huge influence on me and my style, and stuff like that. And as I gotten further down the line as a recording artist, I kind of took all those influences and mashed it into kind of my own thing.
Awesome. Cerebral Radio, talking to Tim Williams, vocalist. New song, we're playing a little bit. How many interviews are you doing today? About 10?
Yeah, just about.
Good guess.
I got one more after this.
One more. So I try not to be the same questions every time, but you never know. You look at the tour. Hopefully, would it be? Will you guys go out as headliners or go out on a package? You're not sure yet, right?
It depends. I wouldn't mind doing a small headliner run of some small clubs and stuff like that.
And you can play long. You can play longer too.
200-300 seater, very intimate, and pulling out some tricks during the set to really spin people's heads.
And if you're headlining, you get to play a longer set too. So that's cool, right?
A longer set, and I might pull out. I have a pretty big, extensive catalog.
Oh yeah.
If you would, so maybe something else would come out.
Now, Blood Simple still a possibility, or is that over?
I don't know. Everybody's in their own world. We all live in different parts of the country, so I don't see anything happening with that.
But you never know. I never say never, but
never know.
But right now,
the music business is a crazy place.
Oh yeah,
anything can happen.
Definitely. Trouble.
I had some great times with Blood Simple. I think we wrote some great music, and we did some very, very big tours, and it would be cool.
Cool. We do play, of course, VOD and Blood Simple here at Rebel Radio since we've been on for 30 years. We're going on our 31st year. Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome. That's great.
That's a 24-hour format too, not just 1 hour on a Sunday night at 11 p.m. or something. So it's 24/7.
Congratulations.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's great.
There's like
awesome.
One guy complained the other day saying we played. You say you're the heaviest station in the nation, but you're playing Opeth and Deftones. Like we got to mix it up. I got to get people buying commercials to keep us going. But yeah, it's funny. But what do you do?
The Deftones are doing pretty good. Those guys have been reinvented again. They're bigger than they ever were. They're
playing United Center here. It's where the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago Blackhawks play. That's huge, So
they're playing Madison Square Garden here.
And we get requests for them too. So that's why.
Yeah, great. They deserve it. Incredible band.
Now, your next interview comes up at 6 o'clock, so we got about 8 minutes left. We're going to play a video, but just the official visualizer just to get the song out, right?
Right.
Cool. We're going to play the video for us on Facebook Live. On the radio, we got the single from our good friend, Muncie Ricky. Thanks to Muncie for setting up this interview. Rebel Radio's been out for 30 years, but we go back. I was on another station called G-Force 1330. We go back to like 1989. Isn't that crazy?
That's incredible, man. And you've been doing this all those years?
All these years, yeah. So,
good for you.
I played in a band. We played in Brooklyn, a few bands, whatever. We go there. Muncie goes, hey, you can stay at my house, but the rest of the band, they got to sleep in the van. so Muncie and I were sitting warm, watching the football game going on, and we're having a blast. And then the rest of my band's in a cold van sleeping.
Oh, man.
Hey, but you got schmooze.
I don't think I'll be sleeping in a van anymore. I think the last
those days are over.
Was with, the summers.
Summer, no problem.
Did 1 or 2 van tours out in Europe, which was insane. But as for freezing in a van,
oh man, no.
It was very early Blood Simple,
yes,
where we broke down somewhere between Philadelphia and Massachusetts in the middle of the night, and
freezing cold.
It was snowing, and all of a sudden you heard somebody crack a beer. And they said, "Well, nothing else to do."
Drink a beer. Yeah, this was like December of 2010 or something. And and then I went to Jose Mangan's house the night before after our show in Brooklyn, and I went to Jose's house. There's a big party there. Record labels hanging out, a lot of bands hanging out. And Jose was jamming on guitar and doing some singing. It's cool. And then I wanted to play drums with them, but there's a line of drummers already lined up before I even got there.
He don't live out here no more.
No, he moved to California. LA. Yeah, but that's when he lived in Jersey back in the day.
Nice.
All right, now we're going to play Double Dose. Now, you picked the song Blood Red from VOD.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick that song?
Blood Red Sun. Because I just think it's one of my favorite songs on that record.
Cool.
And right now in my studio, I have that record, a framed poster of that record on my wall. So I looked at that, and then automatically that song came to my head. But going deeper into it, that track is just, it's just a gripper. The vocals came out really great. Some really great screaming on that track, and also the drums on that track are just unbelievable, and it's just one of my favorite songs on that album.
Tim, do you play anything else besides vocals?
I play guitar.
Guitar, yeah.
That's where a lot of the Roland Coffin stuff is written by me on guitar, but I don't play live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just writing process. Yeah.
Instrument or a writing tool.
Could you do your own solo album if you want to, like drums and bass and stuff too? Well, bass, yeah, right?
No, I don't play drums.
No drums at all. Okay. I just
I do, but it's terrible. My kid could play a bit better.
Awesome. Well, Tim, great talking to you. I know you got other interviews coming up. What do you want to say to your fans here in Chicago, Wisconsin, and we're all over the world at rebelradio.com? What do you want to say to your fans before you go?
Thank you so much for your support over the years. If you're into the new track by Roland Coffin called Sun and Rain, even bigger thank you. Keep looking out for our stuff. It's been an honor, and I'm humbled that people still actually give a fuck about what I do and the bands that I've done. Thank you so much. Be safe and God bless.
Okay, now I'm going to put you in the spot, Tim. Have you ever been a DJ on a radio station before?
No, not on a radio station, no.
All right, we're on radio. We're AM, FM, AM 1500, WPJX, FM 92.5. We're streaming all over the world at rebelradio.com. Tim, I'm putting you on the spot. I want you to be the DJ for this next song, your new single. We definitely are playing VOD next, double dose of Tim. But I want you to be the DJ on this one and intro it for like you're a DJ on Rebel Radio, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Take it away, buddy.
Hey, everybody, this is Tim Williams from VOD/Roland Coffin. This is the new track off my new band, Roland Coffin. The track is called Sun and Rain. Very honest, heavy, sort of desert-feeling track. Can't wait for you guys to hear it and check out the ending. We love it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim, for calling in, and we'll see you when you come to Chicago or Wisconsin. And good luck with the new album, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
All right, man. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Thank you. Awesome, buddy. See you later.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Roland Coffin on Rebel Radio. All right, we're on Facebook Live. So once the lyric kick in, I got to stop it. All right, that's the lyrics right there. This is VOD. If you play the lyrics, although now Facebook is now taking down your live videos after 30 days, starting I think June 1st. Some new thing just popped up. So I might as well just play it, but then it won't get aired for the 30 days. So for now, we're going to keep this interview on Facebook. Here's the band. It's called Rollin', like you're rolling a joint, Coffin, like you're going to die. All right, smoke a joint and go die. I'm kidding. Sun and Rain named this new song, new single. Our friend Tim Williams from VOD, and he's from the band Blood Simple, too. So, yeah, but if Facebook hears the lyrics, they take it down. That's why we can't play with him singing. New song, Sun and Rain. Brand new track. Thanks for watching Rebel Radio. That's one thing cool about Rebel Radio. We turn on new bands, new songs to people all the time for 30-plus years, 30 and a half years. So that's pretty cool. Now, McDonald's, they have 8 million serves or something, from when they started, But Rebel Radio, we definitely turned on a ton of people to bands, new bands, old bands in between. There's a brand new band, not brand new band, but brand new song from Roland Coffin here. Sun and Rain. We're doing a double dose, by the way. We're going to play VOD. Vision of Disorder is next, too. The song we're going to play is called Blood Red Sun. And you can hear that song right here on rebelradio.com. That's anywhere in the world. You got no excuse not to listen. rebelradio.com. Just click the play button and you got us 24/7. Also, we're on AM 1500 WPJX, FM 92.5 as well. And that is playing this song right here, Sun and Rain by Roland Coffin. And check it out. We're live right now. Interview tomorrow with Igor Cavalera. And then he's going to hand the phone to Mass Cavalera. They're coming next week. Cavalera, next week, they're playing House of Blues. I'm looking forward to that show next Wednesday, a week from today. But the interview is tomorrow at 2:30 Central Time, 12:30 West Coast Time. Thanks for watching this video with Tim Williams from the band Roland Coffin, Vision of Disorder, and Blood Simple. Have a great day. I'm Scott Davidson, and listen to rebelradio.com, AM 1500, FM 92.5, 24/7, 365. Later.